you checked almost everybody, man, like all of your followers. You went on one. I don't know if it was a night during the day or whatever.
Right.
But you expressed, man, you emoted. You went there. You was like, listen, y'all, you don't know the weight of this. I could quit doing this. I could stop right now. Reporting on all this stuff don't feel good all the time.
Right.
You're like, what these kids are going through. You said, you was like, you don't understand how heavy it is. You like, I live this.
Yeah.
This is my life. What these kids are going through, they didn't ask for this. And then you said something, man, I'm telling you, it hit me, man. Like, I watered up. Didn't nothing fall. But I watered up. I was on
It's
there
cool, let them
watered up.
drop if you got to. Cool, let one
Yeah,
drop.
it didn't fall, though. I watered up, though. Man, you was like, because it's an old proverb. It's an old proverb. Abraham, right, the Hebrew. The story is that his issue was he had all this wealth with no natural seed to leave it to.
Right.
And that was a huge problem for him. Right? That was one of his late life dilemmas. Yeah. And he had a problem with it. He like, I'm an older man. I don't have any natural kids. I don't have a son to carry this on. Yeah. But I got all these riches and all this wealth and nowhere to leave it. So the whole proverb was, that's when he was going back and forth, you know, with God, contending like, I need a son. Like, I don't have any kids. I want a child. And so the story goes, 100 years old, his old age, he had a child, had a son, you know, started having sons. Younger wives started having sons. When I heard about that, and when I went back over and read that, I saw and began to look at a pattern, proverbially, that there's a use case for children, right? Some people have children deliberately on purpose. Mm-hmm. Farmers do it. I didn't know how big that was in the farming community.
Yeah. You gotta have somebody till the land, especially when they got rid of the ones who used to till the land.
For real. Like, to them, sons are gold.
Right.
Like, they're not playing around.
Especially like the Amish community, things like that.
Serious. You know, and we know how ancient times dowries and the price on women and for daughters. Right. You know, you're not just gonna take a daughter out of our house. This is our future. This is our progeny.
Let me get a cow.
There's a whole different outlook on reproduction.
Right.
Right. I'm telling you, when you get into all kind of ancient sciences, it has always been purposeful and deliberate. Even now with the alt-right. So we saw after the George Floyd riots, we started hearing more about the alt-right, right? I think his name's Richard Spencer. I may be saying it wrong. Yeah. We did a study on it, and I think it's Richard Spencer. But anyway, man, when he was talking about why they took the wives they took, why they go to Russia, the percentage of the white blood, and trying to find Aryan blood or European blood, we know they're not going past mitochondria and Eve, but as close as they could. Right. And they're saying for the preservation of but even that, to hear them speak in those deliberate terms, I understood it. Right. So I'm from Omaha, but when I went to school down south in Louisiana, I spent some time also in Tennessee. The blacks down there, the blacks in the South, very much classes. Right? Blue blood. Yeah. You know, what family do you come from? Right. You know, we are the Boutonniers. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does your father do? What do your grandparents do?
Yeah, the upper echelons.
For real, man. Like, and they have these clubs and these societies and
the
these
high class guys,
private clubs, and
a lot of fraternity members.
For real, like it's no joke.
Right.
You know, I've learned to appreciate later on that it wasn't always about just sex. That you said something, and when you said it triggered me. You was like, y'all need to think for y'all out here having these kids, what you bringing them into.
Yeah.
Like, you was going off.
Yeah.
But when you said that, man, I was like, he preaching. Like, you was preaching.
I don't like to preach too much, but sometimes you get in the mood, and then you.
Man, take me back to that day. I don't know if it was a day or night. I don't know if you can remember it.
Oh yeah, I remember it. It's a compile of everything.
Because when you said, you was like, I'll shut this whole thing down. I'm like, no, you ain't, because I'm on here. We on here. No, you not. I'm like, wait. no. And then I'm ending it, went off. I was like, that's why I was like, we got to chop it.
Right.
Like, no, you ain't quitting. Like, you real. Like, no, man, this is what you do.
Yeah. It just become too much after a while. You
take me back to that moment, man, because that's why I had to have you here. Like,
yeah. I was at a crossroads at that moment. It was just more of a lot happening in life. I have a really close aunt of mine that had cancer. I got cousins that's going through things. I got a niece that's going through things. My nephew's going off to college, and not to mention I'm working with all these artists. I'm working with all these athletes, and it becomes too much. It piles it on top of you when you try to be a character and you try to be the positive character, but then reality sets in. You have to find a way to balance that. But then it's more of like, we need to do it more for each other. Like, 'cause I'm not always going to be here. I'm not always going to be the one to tell y'all, like, oh, this event is happening here, or this is going on here, or even showing you support. I know sometimes there's these lonely kids, they make a song and they just want somebody to listen to it. AztecSoulbrutha might not be around to just listen to your song, bro. So you got to find a way to do that for somebody else and for yourself. Like, at any moment, I can just be done with it. I can quit breathing. I can be out of here. Like, the pandemic taught us that. Like, any one of us can be gone at any moment. So cherish it. But on top of that, it's like, as I'm a man at the end of the day. Like, yeah. I got emotions. And also, I wanted to share that moment just for the simple fact that mental health, especially amongst us as people, is not something that's discussed.
Right.
Quite often. That's the whole reason I started to do the AztecSoulbrutha show. Me and my wife hit a really rough patch in our relationship at the beginning of our marriage when it relates to, like, what we were going through personally.
Yeah.
And it brought me to the lowest low I've been in a long time. I felt like giving up.
Right.
And then when I was in that darkest moment, that's when this character came to life. It's more of, you can pack it in, you can give it up, commit suicide.
Right.
Or you can do the complete opposite of that and just be 100% positive.
Right.
Whatever comes your way, you can just keep pushing it. Like, I used to read the book of Job.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned how Job lost everything.
Yeah.
It's like Isaac, he had everything. Job lost everything.
Yeah.
Family, wives, sons, royalty, land.
Yeah.
And then eventually he had to learn to love the people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made him so great.
Right.
It was the people around him and doing things for them. That's what fulfilled him, and that's what fulfilled his purpose.
Right.
Which is kind of where I'm at in my life now. It's kind of like, it's not about making money. It's not all about getting recognition for the things that you do. It's about giving recognition to those who deserve it and patting people on the back and making sure that they are going to be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, hey, y'all, if it's not reciprocated, if the message isn't being delivered appropriately, or if I'm just not having a good time, I'll end it all right now. I'll stop doing this. I'll step away, and I'll focus more on myself personally, because me and my wife actually got past what we was going through.
Yeah.
By doing this, it actually brought us closer.
Yeah.
Because now she sees the full power of what our people are, as far as being Chicano and African and Asian and things like that. She's adopted, and she grew up in West Omaha and Millard. So she's only seen the suburban style lifestyle. So once everything started happening with race, and then the Asians were implemented, and then the Hispanics are being implemented, and all the stuff happening with George Floyd and the riots, she was kind of caught in the middle. It's like, I feel for you guys over here. I feel the same way. Her parents are all Democratic as well, but it's kind of like the other side of the opposition looks like where you come from type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard, because it's kind of like friends of hers that she grew up with voting for Donald Trump. They have these certain types of views, so it's conflicting. It's kind of like, I don't want to shun my husband and his beliefs and his pride, because she doesn't really see race. That was her whole thing. She didn't really understand what being a proud black man or a proud Chicano. I got brown pride tatted on my arm. Yeah, like, she didn't really grasp the full understanding of that, because she was raised colorblind. Right, like, you don't see colors. Right, you see people for who they are, like Malcolm. Yeah, I mean, like Martin. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But by going through all this, it kind of taught her, like, there are these underlying issues that are going on in the world. And then her beliefs actually moved on to me, that these underlying issues aren't what make us people. Like, these underlying racist and hateful things aren't what make us who we are as human beings. Right. Love is the purpose. Right. Like, we are here in order to show love. It's not about how much money you can get. Right. It's about how much love you can show, and who cares about you. Your name rings bells. For real. From the people that you touch. For real. Like, you don't want to go out as a tyrant. Right. So yeah, that's mainly where I be coming from with all this.
No, man, it was beautiful, because to me it was a lesson, a reminder for me. it was a lesson. We went to school. Like, we go through it privately, but for you to, man, be that generous and selfless to stay on live and to give a lesson in, we call it self-work.
Yeah.
That's my moniker with everybody. You did just to do some self-work publicly. To me, I was so happy for the kids and for the people watching out, because I do self-work. Like, in my community, in my tribe, we all talk about self-work.
Yeah.
We pretty open, respectably with the things that we going through. We had them brothers we can bounce stuff off of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For you to do that, man, like, and your viewership and your listenership, I was like, do they know they getting a master class right now in how to deal, though? Like, for real. Like, that was one of the most healthy. That's you can't get that in a book.
Yeah. It's hard because kids and just people in general really don't know how to deal with trauma. They really don't know how to get past certain things, and it consumes them for years, if not the rest of their lives. It's terrible. I've been there before. I've gone 4 or 5 years where I haven't talked to my family members because I'm upset about them and what they've done to me, where I felt they've done to me, as opposed to me seeing for what they have done, loving wise. Like, don't think about the bad things. Think about the good things. Because when you leave this earth, right? You on your deathbed. You're in the hospital. Yeah. Nobody gives a fuck about what the bad stuff was. You care about everything that was good. Yeah. You see it at funerals. All they talk about is the good things. You don't give a damn about what bad things your brother, your sister, your cousin, your mom, your dad did to you before. You care about the love. Right. So that's all we need to focus on in this life. If you can. I know it's hard, but if you can, do it.
Like, to the young people, man, the athletes and all them, because they go be there. Yeah. You get your age, you get my age, you have those you go visit that spot.
It's gonna
be there. You know what I mean?
It's like every as a teenager, it's gonna hit you, 16, 17, 18 years old. As a young adult, after you hit that 21 to like 25, it's gonna be that gray area. And then as another part, when you start to reach closer to that 30s, and then it's like a 4 to 5 year reoccurrence that you're gonna have to go through trauma and research and rebuilding yourself. Yeah. But it's healthy. It's needed.
Do you think and I know, I mean, we're not doctors, but we lived it, and some of them haven't. Yeah. Some of them haven't. To validate that little point, there was a time when we were going through some family stuff. Anytime you have kids, like step parents and step this, and then you start getting the courts involved with visitations and having to do home studies and all that stuff. I remember one time we adopted, my wife and I, we had to do home study. One of the young ladies that came was fresh out of college from the Panhandle.
Yeah. How are you gonna study me if you ain't even part of the culture? You don't know.
And here we are, married at least 12 to 15 years so far, 2 or 3 kids in. You a single little young girl, just got your degree coming out of college.
Like, the book ain't gonna teach you experience.
See, hey man, I've witnessed people getting their kids taken out of their homes behind these little kids with these little pieces of paper.
That's terrible.
Because they're saying, oh, this is a horrible environment. This is not conducive.
And they come from different cultures on top of that.
And they have no clue. No clue. Like, right now, man, you talking about my heart being ripped out. Yeah. Like, people in my tribe, kids being taken away for stuff happening in school, and then somebody coming out, and then if you berate them or, give them that energy back, they can call the sheriff right there and come take your children.
Yeah, that'll make no sense.
And then you got to go through these hoops to get your kids back. It happens to black people, white people. You could just go off on them on the wrong day, and they go out to the car and be like, no problem, make a call.
Creating that different 19, 20 years old. Yeah.
Then your child is in the system. That's foster care, emergency foster care. It could take you a year and a half. Yeah. And what your child may experience.
And not every foster care is good.
Unwarranted, right. And what they may experience.
I've been in foster care for a little while when I was a kid, and it wasn't a pleasant experience.
They're kids right now. Like, they did first week back at school in these situations. Like, There's so many positive things, man, we could rah on that people listening could get involved in.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason. Sometimes there's a reason to go into certain systems, and I tell young people this. Some of the young fellas, young girls, young ladies. Sometimes you go into a system because you're a soldier and you got to infiltrate.
Mm-hmm.
And I told one young man, you know, it was during Floyd. He had a lot of friends in law enforcement. He's like, you know, they want me to be on it. I said, I wouldn't mind you being in internal affairs. I said, if this timing ain't good,
Yeah.
and the optics ain't good, I said, but I never hear nobody hating on the fire department
Never.
because they save lives. I said, now, I never see nobody hate on the firemen. You know what I'm saying? I said, so then come to find out, I didn't know you can get they have these certain badges, it's a certain color and split, where you're a firefighter and a police officer.
Gotta do a dual job.
Yeah, you do both. You could do both, and it's really nuanced. But I was like, if you go into internal affairs, you don't mind being hated. I said, go in there and get the bad cops out. If you go do that,
You gonna be in there all day.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
You gonna be in there all day.
our culture, man, we've always done what we've done because of necessity.
Yeah.
People went to dental school out of our culture because they watched their parents and grandparents' mouths get wrecked in the back of a veterinarian office because blacks weren't allowed to go to dentists. They had to go to the veterinarian.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they went to dentistry. They started so Mahiri Medical School and all these black colleges were started out of necessity.
Yeah.
Black banks out of necessity. We used to do things out of necessity. There's some people that listen, man, that, you know, feel this passion for stuff but don't want to go through the obstructionist, you know, system and process.
Yeah.
But we need some champions to go do that for us, man,
gotta
because
be
we need
hard.
you to go in there and turn it upside down.
You gotta go through the fire.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
you want to get some change. You gotta go through the fire. Anything that you want in this life comes at the end of something really hard.
Yeah.
Like anything that you want to have accomplished is gonna come after hard work. Something that's tough and that gives you a lot of adversity. It don't make no sense for it not to. If it was easy, then why was it a problem to begin with?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You creating problems for yourself. It's like you just leave trash in the corner.
Right.
Like that's a problem you could have easily cleaned up.
Right.
But shit, go through the hard things.
Yeah.
The pipes is broken, fix the pipes type shit. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah. Man, I'm hoping that your profile gets lifted, man. I want to support. Sometimes my support comes by way of just knowing people,
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. All the support happens.
man, to where the right, and I ain't talking about people, notable people and rich people. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about people who willing to get in there and do whatever kind of work that you need at that time. Like, we got to get the young people, man, to understand what the value that you bring into them.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of them do.
It's all good. They know what's up.
Yeah.
The thing that I love the most, like they don't have to go above and beyond as far as to gas me up, but it's for me to gas them up.
Yeah.
As long as I can get you to say, hey, I appreciate it, or if you just like it, or you just look at it,
Yeah.
that means the world to me.
Yeah.
For them to, because it's not gonna hit them because they too cool now.
Right.
Teenagers, you way
Right,
too
right,
cool.
right.
But when you get older and you like 30,
they cool in front of everybody,
Mhm.
but when they be on their own, man, they're not cool.
right? But think about it. Say like you played a sport growing up.
Yeah.
Think about if you can go back and watch the sport, your game,
Yeah.
your season
Yeah.
is highlighted.
Yeah.
There's somebody gassing it up. It's got the music from that
Yeah.
time, from where you came from on it.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
Like that shit gonna make you
No,
feel
for real,
great.
that'd be fire.
Like they don't see it now, but
Right.
like once they get older, cause I see the old heads now, the homies and all that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
watch my tape, bro. Go watch
Right.
my old tape, bro. Like, imagine your old tape is spruced up like a mixtape. It's got
Yeah.
commentary. It's got highlights. It got everything cool in it. It's gonna mean something more to you down the line.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to give to them, even if it's just something small. It's just like from me to you.
Yeah.
That's what I did with my time here.
Yeah. What you got coming up?
Coming up, we got an Aztec Soul Brother show, which is going to be the third season, actually, which
All
is
right.
going to be me going into football games, volleyball games, showing love, promote more artists.
That'd be fire.
We got
That'd be
more
tight.
music Rocket Fuel, which is my music reaction that we do. We
Yeah,
gas
I
up the
love
music
that. That's
videos.
hilarious.
We got documentaries coming up. I'm working with an artist from the city by the name of Queso Jane, one of the first artists ever signed. He was with Waka Flocka. He was part
All
of
right.
Brick Squad, but now he's doing his own thing. He got
All right.
albums out, mixtapes out, produced by TM88, who's the dude that produces Drake and Lil
All right.
Uzi Vert. So we doing a documentary with him. It's gonna be the big one. We trying
All
to
right.
shop that around, so we ain't got too much out there. But Yeah, it's gonna be good. Not to mention we gonna have more highlights, just everything, man. Gas up. And Aztec Soul Brother all handles it's for the people. It's for Omaha and beyond. You know how we do.
Hey man, like for my people that's watching, man, we go speak long life on you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Long life, gray hair, that cool.
Oh, I already got the gray.
with all
I'm
the
in there.
info.
I'm in there.
No, I'm talking about white.
It's getting there. It's all.
We gonna
It's,
stretch
it's
you
not
out.
in the. It's not in the beard, but it's all up.
We
It's
gonna
all
stretch you out.
Salt and pepper going on.
We
That's why
gonna
I keep the
stretch you
hat.
out. We gonna stretch you out. We gonna speak decades on you right now. Let's see, you 33, at least another half century. So we gonna put you up in the 80s, man.
God willing.
Cause God willing. That's who we talking to. Cause we need you to be around. Like
every
you got a lot to
day
offer,
is a
man.
blessing.
Like,
Every day is a
no,
blessing.
for real. And I don't take any of it for granted, man. And like you said, the pandemic, it changed my perspective on a whole lot of things, man. I'm appreciative every single day.
Absolutely.
And more throughout the day. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, hey man, for clean air to breathe, that I can go outside and don't feel like I have to have a hazmat suit on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Man, we speak long life to you, man. You, your family, your wife, your household.
Oh, likewise, brother. I appreciate
Man, what you do is it's incredible and it's unique.
Thank you.
It's not a copy of anybody.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Authenticity is a major thing for me.
Like for real, but that's not easy.
Yeah.
Like it's only authentic because it's just really you. Like this is who you are, man, and that's everybody ain't got it. Like everybody ain't Jordan. Everybody can't be Shaq. It's everything got to line up, be just right.
Right.
And everything lined up, man, for you to be you, and ain't but one you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And I'm gonna say this, like to me, you the voice of the city. Like I'm gonna tell you, like you the voice of the city for the generation.
That mean a lot.
I really mean that. Like, and there's a lot that goes into that. You know, some stuff you got to be born for stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes you look back over your life and it all makes sense because there's a convergence on what you begin to do. Just, you know, it's your voice. It's the strength in your voice. It's the passion in it. It's a texture. It's an ingredient that, and people can't say a voice don't matter. If I play a singer right now and just a run, you would know it's Luther.
Yeah.
It's his voice. And he didn't make his voice in no lab. He was born with that.
Right. God-given.
God-given. Whitney, you know, voices are important.
Yeah.
And you have one.
I appreciate
you know,
man.
and you using it. That's when I was like, sometimes, man, if we don't do what we here to do, ain't nothing else for us to do.
Right.
And that's what I try to get my sons and even young athletes to understand. Like right now, Tiger Woods on the green with his son. Like, you pick it up at 17, you ain't doing nothing with him. You're not.
Right.
I'm sorry, you ain't.
But even more important about that's what I really like about him being with his son. It's not even about winning no more.
No,
it's not
man.
about. He understands the purpose of life now. It's love.
For real.
I got my son. This is what my father and I used to do. Now I'm doing this with him.
LeBron doing the same thing.
See what I'm saying? Like these men have figured. They got their paper, of course. You got to get your bag. You got to take care of that.
They
But
did get.
The larger purpose is the love.
They got the truck. They got the diesel truck backs.
They can continue to be like, oh, I'm just gonna do what I'm doing. Like MJ. MJ just continued to keep doing what MJ was doing. He ain't come with. You didn't see MJ with his sons doing all the stuff that they doing with their sons.
Almost tell them they can't do it.
Right.
Like almost discourage them. Like we'll see. He was on some we'll see stuff. That's just how he wired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody could get it with him. Like that got to be tough, man. Like anybody can get it. So rather than
like that's cool to have that mentality because it's a dominating mentality. You're the alpha of alphas.
That's tough.
But that's not what life is about.
No, man. No, it ain't. No, that's tough.
It's about giving to the next
real.
one coming up.
For real.
That's why like do as much as you possibly can for these kids. And do as much as you possibly can for people that's your peers. And do as much as you can for the people that's before you. Because it all goes together.
Yeah. Man, as far as I'm concerned, again, man, you the voice of the city.
So
we need you around a long time.
I appreciate it. I'm going to be out here doing what I can as much as I can.
You doing it.
I got air in my lungs, bro. I'm here.
Man, you doing it. And we seeing it. We hearing it. We feeling it. The young people, man, y'all better get ready. Y'all better have your game right. Because you think Shaq did something. You don't want Aztec on your neck.
Nah.
That's what you don't want. You don't want Aztec on your neck. I don't want you to have to get it and get that smoke. So y'all, hey, y'all got a couple weeks. When's game week starting?
First game is next Friday. I believe it's Central. I forgot who it is, but we're gonna be at the Central game next Friday night, the 26th, I believe it is.
Camera in hand, you gonna be.
Oh yeah, I got camera in hand. It's a full cinematic. We're gonna make this a whole thing. You already know what it is. We're gonna get the highlights. Shout out to my little cousin BJ playing for Central now.
All right.
So we're gonna be doing it big.
All right, Omaha, y'all heard it. Hey, everybody from around the country listening, y'all tap in. Aztec Soul Brother. He's layered. He's nuanced. Fan base, this was for you. All right, fan base. We're going to need you to tell us how to get these cameras working on these devices. Come on. We trying, Isaac. You got to meet us halfway. Give us the information so we can get like Tigger on here. We got something for you.
Yeah, we grow together.
We trying. Come on. Yeah.
We grow together. That's how we make it.
Give us that functionality. We need it. And, man, we appreciate you on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, fan base. We'll be black. Y'all be safe.